I know that you've all been tired of seeing me with Raquel Welch and Julie Christie and at all the big establishment chic balls, and we're going to go to has to be one of the great sex symbols of the 70s, something a little farther out, but it's right up there on 3rd Avenue with all the big movies, Shampoo next door. We're going to be talking to Lady Divine, star of Pink Flamingos and Female Trouble, and at his right is John Waters, who created the film, the director and the filmmaker, and here's Mink Stove, who plays Divine's daughter in Female Trouble, and then David Lochary, who plays Mr. Dashin. Donald Dasher. Well, this is, why did you choose not to do a sequel? I mean, sequels are very popular. How is it that instead of doing a sequel to Pink Flamingos, which...
I wanted to do a sequel if we'd moved to Boise, because that was what, at the end of Pink Flamingos, they said, we're all moving to Boise. I didn't want to move to Boise. I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to do a sequel. Band didn't do that well.
How do you feel about suddenly being catapulted to stardom and being just the rave of everyone, everywhere you go, Divine? And, I mean, you really, the inspiration for a third act in Sgt. Pepper, where I saw a dozen Divines come out at me on the stage.
I love it. It's something that I've always wanted. It's something that I've worked hard, and everyone else that we work with has worked hard for. I'm very happy. At times, it can be a nuisance when you're out with friends and things, and you just want to be alone, and you're not really on. And people will come over and people sit on the table in front of me and just stare at me and start asking questions about the movies and things. And something when you're with friends and just having a conversation, that can be bothersome, but I don't really mind it. But most of the time, it's a lot of fun.
I think everyone really wants to know is how you ever started on this. Did I hear you really were an insurance salesman in Long Island? And that, what's the story?
My wife and 3 children live in Long Island. But, John, we all grew up in the same neighborhood. And,
all of you together?
Yeah, well, suburban Baltimore.
Pretty in the same area, suburban Baltimore.
Baltimore?
Yeah, Baltimore, Maryland. And John got a camera and filmed parts of a party that I gave and parts of different one of us around town doing different things, and put it together and made a movie called Roman Candles. Right. And then after that we made Eat Your Makeup and Mondo Trasho, the Diane Linkletter story, Multiple Maniacs.
Now, what is the Diane Linkletter story? Now, that was a sad, tragic thing that happened to Diane Linkletter. I mean, well, didn't she kill herself on LSD? And
her father's fault, probably, don't you think?
Well, I mean, the point is that did he sue, or did he get hysterical, or was there have you got any feedback?
It was in all the newspapers. It's a news story. It's just a 10-minute film, and the only reason we did it is because I had a camera I was testing out, and it happened that day, and we just read the clippings, so we just did it.
Would you describe yourselves as sort of kind of a repertory theater in which you are using the same director, the same stars, and you're going to go on creating these little stories? And
I would say so. It's a good description. I've used this.
It's not like we're going to do the same things ever again.
Right. We've done it once, but it's the same.
And a company of actors.
Right. It's been in every movie.
Well, I mean, I think what Pink Flamingos was described as, what is it, the worst, trashiest, tasteless, or what was it, the worst?
We tried to make the filthiest, about a movie about the filthiest people alive, and I think we came pretty close.
And then I heard all these parallels about the Manson murders, and this was all supposed to be paralleled. Is that true, or?
It's not really true. I think I went to the Manson trials a lot, and I think that influenced a lot of it. But I don't think there was any real parallels with the Manson family, no. I think the trials were a lot of drama in it. But beyond that, no, I don't think the Manson family were exactly like Divine in the film.
Well, I think there are 2 questions that come to my mind, that come to just about everybody's mind, and that is, did you really eat shit?
Yes. Yes, it was real.
I mean, I've heard of the method, but, did the Stellar Adler, or who prepared you for that?
No one. I just jumped down there and scarfed it up. Hey!
Oh. John, did you tell Divine that was going to be in the script, or was that like a nude scene you sprung on her?
No. Divine and I had hideous spring rounds where I just happened to eat this shit.
That was disgusting. A year.
We were disgusting.
We were going around the country to colleges, and they always used to say, "What are you going to do in your next film?" So we always said, "Eat dog shit," because people always say to you, "Eat shit." It's an expression. So Divine had said, sure, it would be a great idea. And it wasn't, I mean, people remember it.
I remember it. I remember it.
It was a horrible 10 seconds.
Well, how did you get it choreographed? I mean, the dog to come right up there.
We followed the dog around for about 3 hours. It belonged to friends of ours, and they kept it in the house for a couple of days, so it would shit right away. And when we went outside, it wasn't used to a camera crew, I guess. And every time it would get in position, it would look back and stand up and go away. So it took us 3 hours and 2 enemas before it finally did shit.
Applicator bottle.
And when it came out, I was really, I wasn't really prepared for the way it came out. I was expecting something else. I said to John, "Is that it?" And he said, "Yes." I just jumped down and scarfed it up.
And what did you do afterwards? I mean,
I brushed my teeth and rinsed my mouth out and called the hospital.
now you can't say I didn't ask that question, okay? And I guess one of the other ones, I was at the theater this morning, and the manager of the theater, of course, I guess had seen Female Trouble, and he said, is that a man or is that a woman? And I guess, that's your question.
Man.
Absolutely. And so what are these, I want to know? What are those?
They're foam rubber. They hang up.
How did you sort of get into of course, in Female Trouble, Divine really, it's a real tour de force, I think, acting. I think, in fact, you are up for an Academy Award. Haven't you been nominated, or?
No.
I haven't really heard that.
Did you?
Really
they haven't
did.
called me yet or notified me. I'll go.
But Divine, I guess, you play Dawn Davenport, this kid whose life, I guess, is...
And Earl Peterson.
And Earl Peterson. How did you decide, John, to give her this dual role? And
It's her man. And I think it was a challenge to her. She never played a man on the screen before. And we filmed it with a double. And we filmed the whole scene, well, it's a rape scene. And we filmed the whole scene with Divine as a woman and the double in the men's clothes, and then switched the whole thing around, did it the other way, and then edited it together.
I really didn't even know it was you playing a double. Someone finally said, that's her, that's him. And I said, no, that's, where's the hair, where's the makeup?
Shaved it right off in an hour.
And is it gone now? I mean, you really are.
Oh, well, yeah, I let it grow in with the part. We did the men's parts first. I let my hair grow in back up here and those big sideburns. I couldn't look at myself. I've gotten used to looking at myself with my head shaved back and no eyebrows. I couldn't go out and I let my eyebrows.
How did you go about creating this Divine look? I mean, where did you get the inspiration, the makeup, the hair, the whole the figure?
Van Smith designed it.
From the start.
The look, yeah.
When did you become Divine?
Well, John gave me that name. It was about 6-7 years ago. We started working together.
And
she was Divine before that, though, but it just hadn't been sucked out on
the
film.
public hadn't realized it yet, right? And you crossed out Lady on film. I had Lady Divine, but you crossed that out. Is that
well, Lady Divine was a character that I played in Multiple Maniacs.
That lady hasn't been bestowed on her by any
I mean,
royalty.
the Queen, the Netherlands, or anything.
I didn't marry the Duke or anything. It was just a character that I played. It was Lady Divine's cavalcade of perversion in Multiple Maniacs. And that's where the Lady Divine. It sort of stuck, though, through the years. People still, having print, will refer to me as Lady Divine.
You are Lady Divine. But, I'm a little disappointed the Egg Lady isn't here. I mean, I love you all, but I mean,
she's on her way.
She's on her way, right? That was fabulous.
She does a rock and roll show now, too, where she sings Big Girls Don't Cry, A Big Hunk of Love, and does tap dancing.
Where did you get the ideas, these crazy ideas? I mean, I remember in Pink Flamingos when, you were raping and killing and eating people and burning down trailers. I mean, did you really burn down a trailer? And whose trailer?
Well, the trailer, when we got it originally, only cost $100, and Vince Perenio, who does all the sets, completely did it over. I mean, it was burned out from the junkyard when we got it. So, yeah, we burned it. We just poured kerosene all over it and set it on fire. Mink almost caught on fire. Yeah, they set it.
Your car?
That would have been a great scene. That would have,
Well, I have outtakes of it where it almost did.
When I swung the torch back like this, and when it came up that way, it almost caught. Which
Sanders
was
like
going on
Harry.
for 10 seconds because it was completely made of glass.
My brother would have squared you with a fire extinguisher.
I made it 3 if I was on the site for that.
5 gallons of gas.
It burned for hours. I thought it was going to be like Bambi with little burnt animals running out of the woods.
It was very real, too.
Well, it was real.
Real.
We just set it on
No,
fire.
we were eating the bone.
That was real. No.
That wasn't real.
They were real bones.
They were hog bones and cow bones.
Cow bones.
And you know, they won't sell that stuff to me anymore. They clamped down at the butcher in Baltimore. They thought I was using it for some kind of experiment. Because I like those livers and that. And the butcher would just give me a very strange expression.
But you know, obviously this kind of idea, this kind of film, and this kind of really thing can't be backed by Columbia Pictures or Warner Brothers or where did you get off the nerve? I mean, to sort of to create something like this, and where did you get the money? What kind of budget are you working with?
Well, Female Trouble cost $25,000, which was made from the money that we made from Pink Flamingos, which is still very, very cheap. And but I think we got a lot out of the $25,000 up on the screen.
No, really. Well, now, what about the distribution? I know that a lot of filmmakers have a lot of trouble. They make a film, maybe they can make it for $25,000, but then they can't get it distributed. And then the distributors want all the money, and then
Yes, I know.
What are the problems of young filmmakers trying to get films out that maybe are a little daring, a little experimental?
Well, if they're a little daring, they're going to have a lot of trouble because they have to either be real daring or real safe.
This is a lot of daring.
Yeah. Well, New Line Cinema distributes both films, and they've been pretty good to me. They have a lot. They have a lot of art films, then they have some kung fu movies, and then they have us.
Are you the actors getting some of this money, and you split it up evenly, say you're sort of a family group? What happens to the money? Is the distributor taking it all, or you taking it all?
Well, the distributor gets a large amount. The exhibitors get the most, and then the distributors, and they come salary, and then see every time I finance them all, so I try to get the money to make another one. Every time I double the budget. And everybody gets more each time.
So don't tell me you have some $50,000 crazy extravaganza planned?
Well, I have it planned, but not down yet enough to go into it, because I just finished Female Trouble. We just finished it. Yeah, all everybody knows is what color hair they're going to have.
You had blue hair in the last one, didn't you?
Magic Girl.
What color did you get in the new one?
I don't know. What color I got to do?
I don't know. I just told David black. So.
You told me white.
You know, one of the scenes that I thought was so funny was the guy was masturbating, or he was playing with himself, and it turned out to be, it was a girl, and it turned out to be a guy. That was really surprising.
That's Elizabeth's Coffee. She's in Female Trouble, too. She's the girl that Divine's making out with in jail at the end. She looks completely different.
That jail set was so real, don't you?
It was real. It was the Baltimore City prison.
How did you ever get in there?
Because the warden was a big fan of Pink Flamingos and said we could film as long as Divine came. And it turned out that he had seen that. He had seen Multiple Maniacs, and he really loved our films. And he was
a hippie warden?
Well, not a hippie, but for a warden, he was very liberal.
He was
to let us, because we carried the electric chair in there with all the people dressed in costume through the big gates. With all these prisoners went right up. He gave us, carrying the electric chair through the gates.
With the women wardens, were they real?
One of the women wardens that had lines and all, no. But in the background of one long shot, there's a warden. There's a matron that's real.
Are you union?
No.
Do you have any flack from that, or?
No, because nobody ever makes movies in Baltimore. I mean, we get a lot of cooperation there from people because no one has ever. I guess when I call up and say, "Can we make a film here?" no one's ever asked them, so they don't know who we are. And they say, "Yeah." But then when we get there, it's too late for them to say, because we have all this equipment, all this crew. So it's sort of hit and run.
Hit and run.
Sometimes we have to keep the people that own the places occupied while
Right.
Entertain, right?
Right.
The ones that aren't on the screen at the particular time go talk.
Yeah, go in there and talk to him, bro. He's into politics.
Are you using scripts, or is this all improvisation?
It's all scripted.
All scripted.
It's completely conventionally made. It's written, rehearsed. We do takes till we get to know.
You rehearse the shit scene?
Oh, no.
We rehearse the look.
But rehearse the look, right?
That was the one take.
Yeah, that was one take.
Have you had other offers? Is this, you've had so much, Pink Flamingos played non-stop at midnight for years.
Well, they've all done other plays and things.
Of course, it's very popular now, going from movies to plays. Are you planning to hit the Mechanic Theater in Baltimore sometime?
I don't think so. Right.
What are your dreams of Broadway?
Well, there's been talk of it. Just talk. There's
Wouldn't
been,
kick it out of her life.
no. And there's been talk of a movie offer and of nightclubs act, sort of, like a Take on the Road.
Is that
You should do your trampoline act at Reno Sweeney's.
That flip was, how did you ever flip all of this beauty?
Oh, it wasn't easy. It was frightening. But, so I'm not very athletic. I like to swim and everything, but I'm not much as far as other sports. But it was pretty scary because I almost fell off a couple of times when we were rehearsing it. But
I remember that.
yeah, I had a trainer, like I'm laughing. An instructor. And he would get on and he would bounce up and down and help, show me what to do.
But it wasn't a double, you did all your own.
I did all of it.
I remember, was it in San Francisco where you threw the fish and the...
Well, the thing
That's- yeah,
we used to do
all
that.
that.
We used to do that, but now we do it in the movie, so we can't do that anymore.
Where did the people came in to watch the train? The ones you shot, you just take them off the street?
No, they were just all friends of mine.
Everyone got involved and...
Yeah. The woman who does the casting, Pat Moran, got them all.
Now, I looked it up in the New York Times and it said, female trouble, no rating.
Right.
Is that beyond X or beyond...
Well, see, you don't need a rating. You can rate yourself X, which they've done. But
X.
right, X squared. But
Nothing square about that film, no.
but you can't put an R. I wanted to put R minus, which is what I always wanted for a rating, but they get real pissed off if you do that. So there's no official rating. You have to pay to get a rating. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
It costs a couple $1,000. Well, it depends how much your budget is. Like for a big Hollywood movie, it's I think $5,000 to get a rating.
So you can just say no rating, thank you?
Yeah, so it's just you can rate yourself X
Has
free.
the Catholic Church put you on...
I want to be on the condemned list so bad because they used to read that to me in Catholic school all the time.
We're not on there.
Well, they haven't. I don't think we've had a screening for
Well, we have
Legion
to
of
do-
Decency yet.
Now they never show Baltimore, which are
Yeah.
I think, a lot of people who see the film want to say, oh, they're on angel's dust, they're on mescaline, they're on LSD,
I'm on
they're
R.
doped up.
But not when we film. Nobody's on drugs and liquor. Or
There's
anything.
no drug inspiration. This is, because
No.
you're really, the gathering's so serious.
You can't be stoned or drunk and
Well,
film.
you can't be real fucked up when you're trying to remember lines and your movement and everybody else's lines. I say everybody's lines along with me. But you can't be. You have to be straight to do it.
Did you go to acting class, or where did you learn to act?
I never had any training. We just
Natural.
jumped in front of the cameras and started, and it's a mushroom.
natural.
In the theater.
And those outfits, those crazy outfits. Who did all those outfits?
Van Smith did all the costumes and makeup, Pink Flamingos, and for this one.
Were you at all nervous about exposing your body and, you really, let it all hang out and very seen?
Well, I've done that in other films. I have a rear nude shot in Multiple Maniac in the beginning, where I'm laying on a shave. And what else?
Nudity isn't. It's not too hard to do.
You don't have any hang up appearing nude on the...
Still.
Yeah.
It gets chilly out in those tanks and things.
I remember that scene with the chicken owners.
Yeah, like to expose himself.
David had to expose himself in the park all the time.
You're going to pull your zipper down.
Go ahead, it's okay. It's all right. Do you all get along perfectly? Is there any kind of jealousy or any kind of friction
Well,
ever?
if you know somebody for 8 years, I'm not going to say none of us have ever had an argument. However, I think we get along very well working
We
together.
all still speak and we've been together a long time.
Yeah.
Well, what's the truth about your past? Do you really have a wife and children out there? Or
In Los Angeles. Myrtle and the 3 kids. 2 dogs and a
2-car
little
garage,
ranch house.
part-time job at IBM.
Have your parents all seen your work? I mean,
No.
Mine know about it. I get along with my parents very well. They think fine. You're not in prison. You're not on welfare. But they don't come see. They never go to the movies. They would never certainly see this film. They would be offended at Earthquake, probably.
I asked my mother to see this one, and she refused.
Well, I asked your mother to be in it. David's mother's in 2 of them.
Oh,
She's in this one.
was that a real baby when you had the baby and ripped off the umbilical cord?
That was made out of rubbers.
Was that a real baby?
Yes, it was a friend of ours. Should have had it about a week or 2 before that.
It was brand new.
And if you
The
know,
girl.
His
yes,
first drag.
the woman that plays the secretary in the beauty parlor, if you notice in the movie, she's real pregnant. Well, she was pregnant with that baby. And when we went there, her mother-in-law was there from London, who had never met the baby or anything, or us. And we came in and took the baby out of the crib and put fake blood on it and everything. And the mother-in-law was very, very upset.
You're going to get the child abuse for
We
it.
didn't abuse that child. The child was all we did. It just was
Somebody
asleep.
gave birth.
It didn't
The
scar the
child's
child.
mother said I did a real good job.
Right. The child's mother was just pushing her into showbiz at an early
She
age.
wanted her baby to show.
And then the other thing I think that sort of I noticed is you sort of were, I expect the Hare Krishna people to be picketing immediately in front of, you
We
know.
hope so. As long as they don't give away stink sticks.
I mean, how
We're
do,
Hare Krishna bigots.
is there some kind of serious political or philosophical statement behind the film?
Well, I'm sure not going to make one.
Eat shit. Oh, that's the other movie.
Right. Go fuck yourself.
This one, go fuck yourself. After go fuck yourself and eat shit, I've done both of those. Yeah.
Next is coming up.
Who knows?
There actually is no statement at all that's
Crime is beauty.
satire or any kind of.
Oh, well, I think the movie's made to entertain people, to make people laugh, and show them something they haven't seen before. But I hate to hear a filmmaker say, it means this, and this is why I made it. I just made it to make it and to entertain people and hope it
Being No
does.
Trouble is something you've never seen before. And Pink Flamingos is something you'll never see again. I'm convinced of that. That was the ultimate. Yeah, that was really nice.
So I did want to try. Everybody thought I was going to try and top Pink Flamingos in grossness. There was no way to do that except to murder somebody on film or have the cast just, screaming, shrieking, eating enema bags and puking on each other. I mean, and I thought if I did that, it would really paint myself into a corner.
It's nice to time to get away from bathroom humor.
Yeah, a lot of that. The Pink Flamingos was dirtier.
But there's no question about that. But there were a lot of sort of almost semi-philosophical statements in this film, that you viewed sex as a violation of the spirit.
I didn't. The character in the movie did, which was a joke. I mean, because everybody's supposed to be so sexually free and everything, so you don't hear that much anymore. People say,
Crime,
I
hate
hate. Right.
and the whole.
Right. Please, yes.
You get more beautiful with crime. These aren't any kind of reflections of the way you think society is going.
Well, I do think that the way, if anyone wants to become famous, the quickest possible way to become famous is to murder somebody, a famous person.
That's fun.
Because you'll be on the front page there. None of this entertainment page stuff. I mean, hard news.
Headline.
Right. So that's what the movie was about. Somebody that just wanted to be famous, but took a shortcut and didn't mind what happened to her. Thought it was worth it.
Was this your own inspiration on the story that there was never a real Dawn Davenport?
No, there wasn't. I mean,
If there was, I'd tell you.
right.
And
That was their idols.
Was that thing about Ron Galella? You had sex with, was that? Or
Juan Corona.
I see.
He's a dress designer.
No, he's a photographer.
Photographer.
It's a paparazzi.
Right.
Oh, right.
Have you, now that you're in New York, you have this big opening up at the Coronet, which is what, 59th?
No, the Coronet, the RKO 59th Street.
59th Street and,
59th and 2nd.
are you waiting for all the serious film critics to come out?
Oh, yeah.
They've seen it.
They've seen it, but I don't think they're going to care for it. I think Variety gave us a very nice review that said established critics will shudder, but I expect they probably will.
How do you feel about the critics? You
Well, I think any criticism's good for you. And you can expect a critic that sees Shampoo and then Murder on the Orient Express and then Female Trouble at the same time to Exactly.
But
Get it.
shampoo, you know, the whole thing about...
Well, I didn't say shampoo.
Well, it's about hairdressers, and you've got hairdressers in this one. Of course,
Yeah.
The beauties are.
It's still a little bit.
Right, they weren't shooting. I'm sure Goldie Hawn doesn't shoot eyeliner in it.
But what is this with hairdressers? Suddenly hairdressers are becoming like glamour symbols, and everyone's really taking off on hairdressers.
Yeah, well, I don't know why that is.
Did you at all begin to identify with Dawn at all? Did you really get into it? I mean, you hear about, well, who was that, the one that played in Godfather 2, you know, that famous acting teacher who was in the movie?
Lee Strasberg.
He said that, you know, he came over with his white bridge collar, climbing the back and nightgowns. Did it enter your personal life, Dawn?
No, I would leave Dawn on the set when I would leave the set.
Bring her
Go
back
home.
for rehearsal.
Bring it back for rehearsals and bring it back for the day we filmed. But,
We knew a lot of girls in high school that were like
oh yeah, that looked just like those girls.
white lipstick and teased hair and a lot of Aquanet.
Some of the characters in the movie did actually look like that several years ago.
Do you think the period in these movies where you spell the end of a serious, dramatic acting career as far as, you know, being blacklisted in Hollywood, or do you think that, you know...
Yeah, I do. No. No, I've done other things. And it doesn't happen to me.
Were you all any of you embarrassed at what you did, or is it... You know,
Hell no. Wouldn't do. We did it again.
Waiting for the next one.
Yeah.
how long does it take to shoot something like that?
Well, see, we don't film every day. We filmed it about 1 or 2 days a week, and all the rest of the week rehearse it. I don't know. I think we have about 20 days altogether, actual film days. About. Yeah.
5 months altogether, though.
Yeah.
4 actual film days a month.
Yeah, once a week or so.
What are some of the things that the fans come up and say to you on the street and stop you? And what's it done for your sex life, your personal life?
Oh, sex life, it's picked up considerably. Thank God for that. But for autographs and just to talk to me and ask questions about the film.
You get shit in the mail. I
Oh,
do.
people send me shit, and when I do appearances, people throw shit on the stage and bring me flowers with turds hanging out of it. And
You don't have this kind of fetish, I assume.
no, people think that I do murder people and eat shit all the time, but I don't. And sometimes I get other reactions. People think I'm one of the most hideous people they've ever seen. Why do I want to look this way? Even when I'm not dressed, because I'm usually not in makeup. You've seen me out.
Very blunt, just a couple of things.
That's my interpretation of a man. But I can
Somewhere between a shit and a...
It's a shill. A she and a him, whatever.
What do you do off camera? What is
Eat a lot. I'm always hungry.
You should starve right this minute.
I
I
have
bet.
you in my stomach, man. But I swim a lot. I live in LA. I lived at the beach. I went swimming every day. Spent a lot of time on the beach. Got a lot of parties. I like to go out. Just about what everybody does. You know.
Are you happy being is this sort of your dreams becoming fulfilled, all of you? You always dreamed of being up there with names and lights and cameras, and it's pretty a lot of people dream of this kind of thing, and then they have this kind of perverse humor or ideas, and then to really see it all happen, would you say your dreams are all coming true, that you're sort of feeling...
There's a certain amount of anxiety that goes along with it.
Because it's not glamour and having a good time.
It is.
When you make a movie, it's not. It's
You
hard
get up
work.
at 5 o'clock in the morning and work until 1 o'clock in the morning without breaks. We've had days like that many times, and get up the next day and do it again. Not very often do we shoot daily, but sometimes we have.
How long does that hair and makeup... I mean, she has the most fantastic hairdos I've ever seen. Not even Italian Vogue has anything like that. You know, very
A
great.
rooster. Did you see that one review that called it a crazed rooster?
David did those.
You were a hairdresser?
No.
You just sort of an artist with hair?
Yeah.
Sculptor of hair.
Sculptor.
A wig sculptor.
No, it's a little bit. It's a form of artist.
Not like that, I hope.
Did you all work on the story idea? Did you sort of
No.
you did this all by yourself? Or you sort of, how long does it take you to turn out one of those scripts and come up with all those kinky, crazy, far out, disgusting...
Right. Well, I usually write about the first third of it before I start, and then write the rest as I go along, a week or two ahead of time. Because that way I can see how people are doing. If we have somebody we've never used before, they're not doing too well, they get run over by a car or elope or, or something happens to them.
Are you happy with the way female troubles turned out? Are you happy with the way the final print?
You haven't seen it.
You haven't seen the final print yet?
They were having trouble with it.
No, it's
Sorry, no.
Why is it that the stars never see their own film until it's too
We
late?
saw it in 16, but see, they blew it up to 35 millimeter. And I haven't seen the blow up.
It was finished yesterday.
I think
And of course, I guess it's an invitational premiere tonight at midnight, so that they're selling tickets. This is on at 11, so if you want to cut a little short and race out, you can make the midnight. And you'll be there in person.
Well,
we'll all be there in person. And it was so nice. We left the theater, and they handed us autographed portraits. Divine. Did you ever sign those?
Not each one. I signed one, and they
stamp.
yeah.
You shouldn't have said that.
Well, I couldn't sit down and sign. How many were there?
With thousands.
What was
What do you think of the current sort of artistic scene that's happening right now in New York? You said you mentioned you're thinking of sort of staying in New York. I heard just the other night at.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I'm talking to some people about a nightclub act, and if that all works out, then possibly I would stay around for a while. I'm not really sure.
What about you? Do you live in Baltimore? Or?
Yeah, that's where I live. Sleaze
in
capital.
Baltimore?
It's a sleaze charm charm city. Well, I live there. I keep a place there, and then I go away a lot. I love to keep a home base there.
But all your film always in Baltimore.
Yes.
You must be really notorious down there.
No, not really. You'd be surprised our films hardly ever play in Baltimore. That's one good thing why to make it there. When we make it, people leave us alone and we can work.
We're more anonymous there than anywhere else.
Yeah.
That's good that way because you can concentrate on what you're doing.
See, they have a censor board there, and they hate me, and they always make me cut stuff. 3 old ladies that sit there, they watch 3 movies at once and yell on a microphone, "Rear entry, cunnilingus," to the projectionist, and he marks it, and then they make him cut it out. She said to me, "People are still calling and telling me I should have cut that dog duty scene." But see, they said no sex. You can eat dog shit's fine, but no sex, which says a lot about community standards of Baltimore.
Is the film having any trouble at all being distributed throughout the country? Do you have any trouble with Pink Flamingos? I heard that Pink Flamingos could only play in select cities.
No, it played in lots and lots of cities. It played in L.A.
San Francisco.
There's a problem in Canada and Europe because America's just the freest for censorship. It's got
multiple maniacs on the paper. It has cuts and deletions. No, acceptable. No, with an explanation.
right. And then it got busted in Switzerland. And,
It seems like the film should have made millions by now. I mean, it plays a year.
but it only plays it twice a week at midnight.
Oh.
That makes it a little different.
Do you feel now that you have sort of, now that you become really cult figures and people, talking about, talking to Pink Flamingos, and does it make you nervous at all, or anxious, or sort of inspiring, the go-go dancer, or,
No. I think, I didn't try to top Pink Flamingos. I tried to do something a little different. If I'd only worried about trying to top Pink Flamingos in grossness and shock value, I guess I would have been worried. But no, we just want to keep making movies.
What were some of the funny things that happened? There must have been some outrageous stories that were...
Your scene with the car accident. Did you see the car accident scene?
In female.
In female, was that the first 5 minutes?
No, when she's playing car accident.
Oh, that was great. I couldn't believe that. That was
Divine came in right in the middle of it. We tell that story, it's funny. It's one of the few times Divine fucked up. She was pouring the ketchup all over herself, and then Divine came in the tank and started to do her line.
Came in too soon.
Yeah, you came in too soon. And there she was covered with ketchup. So we had to quickly get a new outfit and start over.
Clean up the accident.
Yeah, clean up the accident and start
And who
over.
was that cute little blonde Shirley Temple girl, about 12 years old?
Hillary Taylor.
Well, how did the parents feel about her appearing?
Well, her mother made a lot of the clothes for the movie. Her mother's a friend of ours.
That's bullshit.
That little kid, she does a lot of, she models clothes. She's doing well. She wants to quit 4th grade and be a model. And she loved playing a brat, because little kids never get to play brats. And she got to spit and scream and say dirty words and be horrible. She loved it.
And the chains, when you take her upstairs to chain her to the bed and everything.
She liked that.
And whipped her with the antenna from the car.
She was good to work with.
Yeah. She's like about 30 years old.
She wasn't real crazy when I came in. You know,
No, she said something to you that you were playing her part.
Yeah, when suddenly Taffy grew up. But she was great to work with, and her mother was fine. Her mother wasn't uptight. Her mother, we all know.
I'm surprised, we once had Salvador Dali on the show, and he was painting this young girl, and the mother were nude in silver. We had letters from the child abuse board, and I'm surprised we didn't have any kind of response from any.
We didn't hurt the child. I mean, he didn't really
We didn't
whip her.
hurt the child either, but they were going to stick.
All she did was scream and spit and jump rope.
I don't believe that they had that scene where they, they raped her with the broom handle.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I heard
They're doing that on TV. It can be just about anything.
It is shocking, isn't
tried
it?
to turn it off.
Well, here you are on uncensored television. There's something you always wanted to say.
Spend money.
Yeah, give me $1. And I want a mink coat, white,
White, right.
size 46, the large collar.
In cuffs.
Yes, just like that one.
I didn't see that. She usually wears those pork chops on her hand.
Not anymore.
No, I know.
Now she's all sequin gowns and
The Academy Awards, did you see that time when she came out with
With
like
the
a pork chop?
And she might.
there with the antlers that one year
Yeah.
with Christmas decorations all strung in her head.
What kind of a nightclub act do you think you might be doing in New York?
Well, what we were talking about was a Vegas style sort of thing. Something fitting to the image.
Do you have trouble at all getting clothes to fit, or
No,
They're all
everything's
made. We have seamstresses everywhere.
no hints about your next project?
Nope.
Is it possible you could give us one of the little scenes from Female Trouble? Could you give us a little dialogue? Could you sort of I'll
Yeah.
For 14, you don't look so good.
That's what they call it.
The circus in town.
Throwing insults around can be fun.
The host is quit.
But all that is put on
Where is it? There he is.
Come on. And it reenact the whole movie.
Oh, do you
Oh, where's
line
my spaghetti? Who's gonna aim it right to your head?
The brown hair.
I should have to film him.
Divine started by getting up on the stool and maybe showing some of that go-go dance, and you became so fast.
Oh, all right.
Go, Don! Go! Go, Don! Oh, can I have your autograph?
Oh, Cheryl.
Do you have a camera?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's Donald. What was the pose that you called for?
Camera for.
Take pictures of your mother.
You must be cockeyed, man.
Still forget.
Don't I have any lines in there?
You just go and get the spaghetti.
Oh, right. And then you run out.
And then you have to marvel.
Yes.
Model!
What do you want, David?
What?
Give me something. What do you want?
It doesn't work.
Which one is that?
She has a syringe and shoot her eye.
Right. We had a nurse on the set for that in case any cops were watching.
So we had to film it over again because while David was shooting up the eyeliner, I was so nervous I was saying his lines along with it.
Say it. Say it.
Liquid eyeliner. Liquid eyeliner. Police.
But that was very good. I suggested the real thing, of course, was a little.
Usually when we improvise, we just talk dirty. That's why
That's
the
the trouble.
That's why the movies are scripted.
Please. Say it
Did you ever
in
envision a day maybe with Pink Flamingos or Female Trouble or what with some of the other great shows? Mucho Trash,
Mondo
Mondo
Trash
Trash
Show.
Show.
Eat Your Munchies,
Eat your makeup.
Eat Your Makeup.
Yes.
Do you ever envision any of this being shown on television?
No.
Awesome.
Television.
I don't know how.
don't think it's likely within the next 30 or 40 years.
Well, you can't tell. 40 years, anything can happen.
How old are you, Devon?
29.
And can you tell me anything at all about your past, at all, normal childhood, school?
School, I didn't like school, and nobody liked me. But things have changed considerably. Some of those guys now are asking for kisses and a hug and an autograph. The same people that wanted to beat me up 10 years ago. Doesn't make
Jocks.
Would you say that you were always sort of flamboyant and outrageous, and you weren't really an insurance salesman or a computer high school programmer?
She was always a party girl.
I always like to give. I always get parties.
Tell us about what some of the parties are. What's your idea of this?
When the parents go out of town.
Right.
I cater, sit down,
In charge it to somebody else.
and just sign a check for it. Any name, doesn't matter.
I used to go to parties.
Apartment wants to give a New Year's Eve party.
Right. I went to a party one time, Divine had, and the person, it was catered and everything, and the person said, "Are you from Mr. Harris?" And I thought, "Mr. Harris? Oh, yes." And I walked in, and it was a catered sit-down dinner
How
for
they ever
about
found
25 people.
I don't know how they ever found
And
it.
of course, they'd give them the fake names at the Hilton, and all these waiters were coming out. People were real drunk and puking and go, waiter, serve it! Yeah, they said, "Are you folk singers?" Yes.
They're a catered party that each person takes 2 drinks. They hadn't counted on us and our
There were 14, and we drank 22 bottles of champagne with dinner, not counting drinks before and after.
They just
People were laying on the table with food.
Well, what's going to happen with female trouble? Are you going to have a wild catered party at the Hilton?
No, we're not. We're just having the opening, which is plenty.
Did you invite all of the New York first night people? And
Well, I didn't invite anybody. The John Springer agency invited them all.
John Springer. John Springer, I mean, Elizabeth Taylor's agent, and how did that ever happen? I mean, I didn't think that John Springer was really sort of established in a very sort of, old-time Hollywood big star. How did that ever happen?
They handle all Mulan films.
That's the only reason. Although the woman that works there said that she's had a real good time.
Have you encountered any kind of repression or anything funny in New York? Is New York ready for you? We're ready for
Sure, I
you
think
here,
so.
but
I hope
on the
so.
streets or
Cab drivers are nice.
Yeah, I never have any trouble walking down the streets.
New York
Unless
is
people,
too.
yeah.
I don't think more than anywhere else.
Where do you come from?
I live in Baltimore.
You live in Baltimore.
We all come from Baltimore.
Baltimore is such a strange place. You can go on the Metroliner from Washington to Baltimore.
Yes.
I didn't know. And who's the famous hairdresser in Baltimore? There's some big hairdresser there that was living with
Buddy
Spiro
Hack?
Agnew.
Yeah, Buddy Hack.
Now tell us the truth. Now was the little Spiro Agnew's son?
David will tell you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, David will tell you.
Baltimore turn on that. We always wondered that one.
Well, we heard he came in. He's come in since he came out.
He's married now.
The girl.
He was married then, wasn't
He divorced her to move in.
he? Right, and his girl needs a weightlifting instructor at the Holiday Health Club.
Right.
Well, his father is helping form our country's cause.
Right.
He still is. He's talking all of the Arabs.
No, they just fired him.
Did they?
Yes. No, Agnew quit because he said no, he was being exploited by his publicity hungry. I know, my God, it's like a pinball kingpin.
What are your political affiliations? Are you Republican or conservative?
Kill everyone now. Eat shit. Condone cannibalism.
It's old lines.
And do you keep it up all? What do you think about the current economic state?
It's a mess, isn't it? The whole country's fucked up. Can't buy anything. It's
Do you have
ridiculous.
any answers, any kind of, tips for...
Well, they got rid of Nixon. I always wanted to call for his impeachment a few years ago. They finally did that. But who knows what'll happen now.
Have you had any trouble, any of you existing as artists, as actors, as filmmakers? Did you have a long fight where you had to sort of, do all sorts of things you didn't want to do? Or...
Yeah, we're still fighting.
I used to live in New York about 6 years ago and go around rip my tennis shoe and go into all the department stores and say, "Oh, look, I just ripped my tennis shoe on your Escalade," and they give you $10. That was many years
You
ago.
still do that?
I don't know. You can try it. They give you a lot of shit. I mean, she would say, "You liar,"
tried to get the shoes.
and you just keep saying, "I did." It's the hardest way to ever make $10, but if you really have to, it works. It worked for me in about 1965.
And what about all these rumors that you're on the lam from several states that you can't go back?
That's not
Trouble
true.
with the law?
Oh no! Are you
Come on,
kidding?
build a legend, build a myth, you know.
There are a few places.
Well, in the past, I have had some run-ins with the police department, but
They were minor.
they were,
Minor misunderstandings.
yeah, but that's all.
Gender confusion.
But
I
I,
did hold the crown misdemeanor.
that was the show that we did in San Francisco.
Have you ever entered a beauty pageant or
The misdemeanor pageant.
So maybe
there really was a misdemeanor pageant?
Well,
It was
a show.
a benefit show for someone in San Francisco that we all did.
And then I understand you did didn't you do a clap benefit or something?
Yeah.
At the Fillmore in San Francisco with the,
You want to explain what that is, maybe for some of our
explain what?
clap? Clap benefit, but some, you know,
Oh, well, in San Francisco, they had the biggest outbreak of syphilis and gonorrhea.
so I want a better spokeswoman.
Than they have had anywhere else. And I was in town at the
The
time.
person in the road can get it to herself.
And I was in town at the time doing a personal appearance with Mondo Trasha. Mondo Trasha. And they asked me to do a song. The Cockettes were appearing there then.
Sing a song.
And I can't remember it.
I don't remember it either.
Hey, could you sing a little song for us, or?
I really can't remember the song. It was about clap. But I did
That
that,
would be the best one.
to raise money for the clinic. For the clinic.
Are there any other benefits or charities that are dear to you, close to your body, or anybody want to?
Welfare rights. I like this
Feed,
American.
free medicine, feed the people.
What do they have up there in San Francisco? Aid to the totally dependent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they don't have in New York. You know.
Disabled.
Disabled. Right.
I applied for it once, and they said I was insane, but not permanently.
I've been on it for 3 years.
Hide your face.
So I'm totally and permanently disabled.
Right. Nick, that was the victim. She got the envelope. She won. It's a grant. It's a grant that they get.
It keeps people sane.
Do you think in the creative, artistic world, drugs are becoming less important or more important? Do you notice an increase?
Less.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people smoke now, but almost everybody smokes. I don't think acid is as big as or at least in our
It's
immediate
like
group.
our age passed.
Yeah, I
You know,
think drugs are going
The
out.
one thing I guess that's coming to New York and really almost sweeping the almost like saying will sweep the country is something that comes from LA called Angel's Dust. And we've been hearing that.
Horrible.
Yeah, I've had some hard, not personally, but with friends, some bad experiences with that.
There seems to be a great mystique around Angel's Dust. I'm sort of really asking everybody what they know about it.
David?
Trying to bring this out. I don't quite understand what it is.
Special things with the use, from what I understand, is angel dust. And,
Chemicals,
it's
tranquilizer.
usually, it's like a very record of alcohol, usually.
It can be very dangerous. I mean, it can just it distorts your
Gets you off.
I've seen people just act like babies on it. It's that, oh, poor thing.
Do you basically lead nocturnal lives, or you sort of get up at 5 o'clock at night, or you
Depends what we're
In
doing.
New York, it's more that way than anywhere else, I think.
We've been getting up every day at 8 o'clock.
Oh, we do, but I mean, 5 o'clock in the morning, everything's still going strong here.
do you like New York? Do you like, does it excite you, the vibrancy, the
Yeah, sure.
compared to Baltimore?
Well, the strange
I do
is
the-
to leave New York at 10 o'clock at night from Penn Station and see millions of people around. You arrive in Baltimore, it's the last train. The train station is closed from 1 in the morning until 5.
See, they have to because there's a horrible crime problem. You hail a cab and the cab driver robs you instead of the other way around.
Why don't you move to New York? I mean, we're really
Because I love it
capital of
there.
the world, and we're the center of
David lives here.
New York is very close to Baltimore. I mean, it's close enough to get
Yeah.
there easily. In Baltimore,
4 hours, 3 hours, maybe.
It's real cheap in Baltimore.
yes, cheap
Yes,
as
it is.
quiet.
I was there once.
They have the best thrift stores in the world there.
And she was 3 hours late, and I remember waiting and waiting, and glad I did. How was starting in you still expected your sex life and your personal life?
I get by.
Or did you find yourself something more desirable?
I don't find me anymore designer.
Oh, I thought that.
Depends what element you're around.
My sex life
Misunderstanding.
was steady resident, so my sex life is doing just fine.
Go ahead, what were we saying?
This is the Kinsley report.
People would come up, and people would think that if they're into eating shit, they would think that Divine eats shit, they want dates with her. When they just dropped a huge turd in the toilet anyway.
How nice.
And,
No, I'm sorry. Oh, Roto-Rooter.
Liar, no.
What about, do you find yourself being approached by a lot of people, you know, I do this, I do that, I'm weird, I'm,
Well,
you know,
I'll tell you
camera.
the kind of parts that
And
I don't
you get
need.
that a lot.
See, I don't need weird people. The kind of people I need when I make a film is the straight people, the people who play the parents, the school teachers, the cops.
The
That's
judge.
Yeah, but I got all that from a one ad in the
he was
paper.
drunk the whole time.
But I had in Pink Flamingos, the guy with the asshole that does that little trick. He called.
Go ahead, describe that, I forgot that.
Well, he
Pink
just had,
Flamingos had so many unforgettable scenes, I forgot some.
well, he just had this asshole that. What could he do? I don't know how to describe what he
I
did.
understand.
It's a yoga.
It's a yoga trick, but it looked like it was singing. Yes. But anyway, he called me up and said, my name is so-and-so, and I have something you might be interested in. And I said, what? And he told me. Well, okay, come over. And he came over, took his clothes off, showed me, signed him up. And he was great.
Would you describe yourself as a transvestite?
No, I hate that word.
Is that a
Shim.
A what?
Shim.
What's that?
She and a him.
Oh,
Do you remember that term? Transvestite sounds like you get off sexually from
And
wearing
I don't. My favorite part of this is taking it off. Or drag. I'm an actor. I play men and women. Like if you must, people would call it a drag queen. I guess I would prefer that to a transvestite.
transvestite sounds too serious, too clean.
When you put a camera on.
I messed up my pretty thing.
You would have seen it if he had, because Shim had, because all the things you wore were see-through.
Yeah, but it was all fake, everything underneath.
It was
That wasn't your real,
oh no, Dan designed that and had it made.
your legs, those nice legs.
Oh, I have those.
As Frederick's pad.
When did you first suddenly decide to put foam rubber in?
Oh, I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, tearing the sofa apart.
This had to have big udders.
Better than towels.
Do you always use the same thing? I heard some people use cooked rice or...
He used to use
I
lentils.
used to use lentils, but I was on a plane flying to San Francisco once, and all of a sudden I thought I was having a stroke or something. I couldn't breathe, and I realized the lentils weighed about 20 pounds. It was just laying on my chest. It wasn't normally there. So I switched from those and to foam.
Do you ever travel to foreign countries with films? Did they let you in England? Or?
No, I've never been out of the States. I've been to Canada.
You're not taking you to the Cannes Film Festival?
The distributor does.
They get to go.
You create quite a commotion.
I thought so. I'd like to go. If anyone wants to send me a ticket.
Springer. Well, if there's nothing else, is there any last little tidbits you want to say about the film, or you want to give your own commercial for people in trouble?
You can hear him on the radio.
Go ahead. Tell me, I think you should describe your part. Go ahead.
My part? Oh, I'm that 14-year-old demented, totally retarded brat. And I loved it. Just like little Hillary, I got my rocks off just yelling and screaming. 4 hours a week, I could be shocking.
What was your favorite line?
I wouldn't suck your dick if I was suffocating and there was oxygen in your balls.
That was a great line.
I would say that was your best too. What was your favorite line?
Look into...
The Donald Dasher beauty czar, and we find John Davenport and try to make her a star. give her what she needs to get her career rolling.
But explain a little bit about, you had a very special salon where you only accepted certain applicants.
Yeah, well, it had to be special girl.
We had to audition for an appointment.
And the mom really made it that week.
Yes, because they were looking for somebody especially hideous.
And your favorite one?
And
Which is the most obscure line in the film.
I don't hear you. Want to explain that so we can watch
he
this?
said no.
Just and.
Well, I play the part of Dawn Davenport and Earl Peterson, who rapes Dawn Davenport when she runs away from home on Christmas Day.
Because she didn't get
Her cha-cha heels, and she got ugly little pumps instead. And so she ran away. She was raped, then she lived on her own, had a baby. She was a waitress, a go-go girl,
Mugger.
a mugger.
Should kick her in the teeth.
Should kick her in the teeth. And I wanted to say burglar.
Regular.
And then
You hear about
then here there's a chubby chaser working at the beauty salon up the street. My two girlfriends tell me.
What is a chubby chaser? That was in the
Somebody
Ritz.
likes fat people.
You never heard that?
No, I heard it in the Ritz for the first time. It was
The chubby chaser,
Someone who prefers fat people.
just what it
I'm
implies.
not as fat as I look on camera. I want you to know that.
I am. And then
Then you get hooked on.
yeah, through the years, then I meet the Dashers. I get confused between the Marvel and the Dashers. The Dashers. Then I'm Earl again, and when Mink
Very
comes to
complicated.
you have to see the movie.
You really do. You know, if you're a connoisseur of movies, see it. But if you only have one film to see, I don't know. I'm not going to risk saying that. But if you go to everything like I do, you can't miss Female Trouble because it's unique. There's nothing on Third Avenue like it. That's for sure. What was your favorite line?
I'm so fucking beautiful, I can't even stand it myself.
John?
I'm not in it.
What's your favorite line?
My favorite line in it. Throw a goddamn penny in a fountain and make a goddamn wish. That's my favorite line.
Would you think it's a family picture? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I think compared to any of my other movies, it's, well, not a family picture, of course not, but it's less offensive, I think.
It's plenty offensive. This is our COURI Hay and Anton Paris saying good night. Thank you, Devon. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Mink. There it is. See Female Trouble. Have you gone to any of the Broadway shows at all?
No,
You missed it.
not since, I read about it. I didn't see it.
All the good things closed.
I went to see Salome.
Oh, Solomon.
And Stage Blood, I saw the other one. It was good. And that's
Back to the snow, right?
Look, it's sunny out.
You got to this one.
Yeah.
There's going to be a snow.
Maybe we could take Skidoos back to town.
What's that? Oh.
Well, thank you again.
Sure.
My pleasure. Can you shake a little way out of the box?
Yeah.
You want to go out?
Mmm.